kiss inside a taxi in the heart of Central, with a married man sitting beside her who was nearly 30 years older. A bride who had been married for less than a year, photographed in the swimming pool of a shuttered resort before sunrise. And a letter posted online on Valentine's Day, listing 7 names and spelling out exactly what each lover was there for. Those 3 images sound like clickbait headlines someone made up for attention. But every one of them was real, and all 3 involved actresses from the same television network. What makes their stories even stranger is that after all of Hong Kong branded them with some of the ugliest names imaginable, none of the 3 disappeared in the way people expected them to. Today, Crime Confidential is reopening 3 of the most explosive love scandals in Hong Kong entertainment history to find out what these women actually paid for what happened. For more than 50 years, TVB operated like a self-contained machine. Beauty pageants supplied the new faces. The network was ready to sign them almost immediately, and the tabloids were already waiting outside the door. In a city where a photographer might stake out one location for 3 straight days just to capture a single frame, the private life of a 24-year-old woman was never truly hers alone. And in the 3 stories we are about to tell, one man's name will appear 3 separate times, connected to 2 different women, 7 years apart. See if you can spot who he is. The first woman is Kelly Fu, born on January 6, 1985, in Hong Kong, with partial German ancestry tracing back to her great-grandparents' generation. She entered the industry at a very young age. In 2003, while still in the 12th grade, she signed with Elite Model Management Hong Kong. And almost from the moment her career began, rumors about her private life were already circulating, including claims that by 19, she was living in the upscale mid-levels district and driving luxury cars. Before she had even landed a role memorable enough for audiences to recognize her face, she already had a label memorable enough for them to remember her name. For nearly the next decade, most of the parts she received were little more than supporting background roles. Her breakthrough finally came in 2013, when TVB cast her in Triumph in the Skies 2. Her role as a coffee shop girl pulled her out of the background for the first time, but the attention that followed did not come in the form of praise. Kelly herself revealed that their on-screen romance had spilled over into real life. That co-star was Ron Ung. His response to the press was a single word: no. He then went even further, saying that in the past, in the present, and in the future, he would never date her. Kelly immediately appeared hurt, saying she was afraid people would misunderstand the situation. What actually happened between them is something only the 2 people involved would know. But by then, the public had already reached its own conclusion. That same year, in 2013, another controversy erupted. Male entertainer Wang Man-dik posted a photo on his personal social media account showing 2 hands clasped together inside a car. His wife, actress Connie Louis, immediately replied beneath the post, saying she did not remember ever painting her nails black and asking whether perhaps he had remembered incorrectly. 2 days later, she said her husband had explained that the hand in the picture was not his at all, that the image belonged to someone else and had been edited and cropped, and that he had even laughed at her for being foolish enough not to recognize her own husband's hand. The couple chose to brush the whole thing aside. The internet did not. Within days, netizens had begun piecing things together. The woman with the black nail polish, they claimed, was Kelly Fu, because she had previously appeared with that very same man while wearing her nails in exactly that color. And just as the entire internet was pointing fingers and saying her name, Kelly appeared with Wang Man-dik at an event. This time, her nails were painted red. In the middle of the storm, it was Connie Louis herself who came forward to defend Kelly. She posted a photo of her husband together with Kelly Fu and wrote in essence that too many coincidences had somehow turned her good friend into the other woman, insisting that Kelly was a good girl and asking people not to misunderstand her. Kelly, for her part, swore in front of the cameras that even if every man in the world were dead, she would never steal a friend's husband. The scandal seemed to end there. But according to the Hong Kong press, the friendship between the 2 women did not. It ended for good. Exactly 1 year later, In October 2014, a Hong Kong newspaper published a series of photographs that made that earlier vow painfully hard to square with what came next. Reporters followed Kelly as she went shopping in Central with a married Singaporean businessman who was around 60 years old. In public, the two kept their distance. But the moment they climbed into a taxi, the man wrapped an arm around her shoulders, pulled her close, and kissed her. All of it captured clearly by the camera. When questioned afterward, Kelly said their relationship was simply that of an older family figure and a younger relative, like an elder and a niece. As for the kiss, Hong Kong media quoted her response directly. Kissing someone did not necessarily mean the two people were in a romantic relationship. At the same time, another rumor was spreading on the set of Captain of Destiny in Hengdian. This time, Kelly's name was being linked to Ruko Chan. There was no evidence and neither of them confirmed anything. But by that point, a pattern had already taken hold in the public imagination. Wherever Kelly went to film a drama, a new romance rumor seemed to follow. Then came 2015. Kelly was working as a model at the opening of a luxury car showroom in Kowloon Bay when she met Toby Leung. He was the chairman and CEO of a company listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange under stock code 720 with a market capitalization of 1.7 billion Hong Kong dollars, or roughly 220 million US dollars. His business held the distribution rights for Ferrari and Maserati in Hong Kong, and he was also listed as being connected to more than a dozen securities, investment, and automotive companies. He was already married, with a son and a daughter by his wife. According to Hong Kong media at the time, the two acted as though they were not particularly close in public, but behind the scenes they were frequently seen together. In September of that year, they traveled to Japan to visit hot springs, and he also invited Kelly to Shanghai for a fashion shoot involving a brand in which he had invested. On her 31st birthday, Kelly posted a photo online showing 100 pink roses, a gesture that the press openly interpreted as a message directed at the man's wife. Not long afterward, Kelly quietly deleted the post. By March 2017, another tip reached the Hong Kong press. A reader claimed to have spotted Kelly taking a budget flight to Vietnam to meet the businessman, then later saw her wearing a bikini and sitting beside him in the spa area of a hotel. Kelly reacted with visible frustration, insisting that it was all a huge misunderstanding. She said a friend had invited her to a private gathering where many people were present, and that she had simply happened to run into him there. Since they knew each other, she went over to say hello out of courtesy. Months earlier, in November 2016, the company he chaired had already announced that Ferrari had notified it that its distribution rights in Hong Kong and Macau would be terminated, effective May 27, 2017. Neither side publicly disclosed the reason, and there was no information suggesting that the decision had anything to do with his private life. Not long afterward, Kelly's name was linked to yet another businessman, this one around 50 years old and even wealthier than the others. What these men had in common was simple. Every one of them was already married. The Hong Kong press began using a phrase that roughly translated to 3 tycoons in 3 years. Netizens went even further. They gathered every rumor and scandal associated with Kelly and gave the collection a title of its own, the 7 representative works of Kelly Fu. Not a single one of those 7 works was a television drama. Her starring role in the Lunar New Year production May Fortune Smile on You was reportedly cut down. Director Lee Tim-shing became angry and told her that she needed to know where to draw the line. It would become his final production before retirement. Then, in 2017, Kelly was cast in a role filled with bitter irony, the other woman who comes between a married couple. Once the drama aired, viewers flooded online forums to attack her, and they were not criticizing the character. During a radio appearance, Kelly responded firmly. She said that when 2 people break up, it is never entirely because of a third person. There must already be problems between them, she argued. Otherwise, no outsider would ever have the chance to come between them. Then came March 2019. Connie Louie and Wang Man-dik released a joint statement announcing that they had divorced in 2018 and would continue raising their son together. The very next morning, Kelly Fu published a lengthy post online, attaching the same hand-holding photograph that had caused such an uproar years earlier. The nails in the picture were still painted black. Kelly wrote that now that the couple had divorced, someone had finally sent her the 6-year-old photograph again. She accused them of smearing her for publicity, deliberately manufacturing a story about a third party and painting her as the woman who had stolen her friend's husband. She chose the exact moment when a family had just fallen apart to reclaim her reputation. Netizens saw it differently. To them, it looked like she was kicking someone while they were already down. If the story ended there, Kelly Fu's life would be little more than another familiar celebrity scandal. But through all those years, while carrying one ugly label after another, she had quietly kept working. In 2016, she formed a volunteer group together with her fans. In 2018, she invested more than 100,000 Hong Kong dollars, around 13,000 US dollars, to build a handmade headband brand called Faye. Over time, the business grew until it had its own counters inside major shopping malls. In 2024, Kelly appeared in No Room for Crime, a drama set against Hong Kong's criminal underworld, playing a strict stay-at-home mother. Her look was so plain and unglamorous that some viewers barely recognized her. Then, on January 19, 2025, she stood on stage holding TVB's award for Best Supporting Actress. That same year, she played a psychologist in a crime drama and received almost universal praise for her performance. Then came another first. She won Best Actress at a regional Asian awards ceremony, the first leading actress trophy of her career. And in January 2025, she also moved into a villa in the Repulse Bay area. From that kiss inside a taxi in October 2014 to 2 golden trophies in 2025, exactly 11 years had passed. The second woman is Toby Leung, born on February 27, 1983. If Kelly Fu had to spend nearly a decade playing background roles before landing a part that finally made audiences remember her face, Toby did not have to wait even a single day. Her father was Toby Leung, who once served as TVB's head of drama production, making him one of the people with the power to decide who got which roles. Her mother was Siu Ming, a former manager in the same network's artistes department, responsible for the records and schedules of its performers. In other words, one parent decided who got the roles, while the other controlled the schedules. Toby attended King George V School and grew up in a world where running into celebrities in real life was simply normal. She did not enter show business as an actress. In 2004, a record label placed her in a 4-member girl group called Girls' Dormitory. Of the 4 members, Toby was the only one given the chance to release a solo album, a privilege none of the others received. But her music career did not go very far. So she turned to acting, and the speed of her rise quickly caught people's attention. In 2006, while she was still a newcomer, she was already handed the second female lead, while another member of her former girl group had to wait until 2010 before receiving a substantial role. On Hong Kong online forums at the time, one accusation appeared again and again. Her career was being carried by her parents' connections. But what put her name in the headlines even more often than her career was a string of sensational romance rumors. By the tabloids' count, there were 5 men in just 7 years. The first was singer Edwin Siu. The rumors began in late 2003, when both of them were still just starting out. Toby was still the young girl from Girls' Dormitory, while Edwin was an emerging idol in the music scene. Both denied that they were involved. The second man was none other than Ron Nung Yu. In early 2006, while the two were filming Men in Pain, rumors spread that Ron, still relatively new to the industry, was deliberately getting close to Toby in hopes of advancing his career. Both of them denied it immediately. But there was one remark Ron made to reporters that March that people still quote today. "I wouldn't dare scold the boss's daughter." It was only one sentence, but it said almost everything about the power structure inside the network. Then, in August 2008, Toby's old blog resurfaced. Many people believed the posts inside came close to confirming that she and Ron had, at some point, actually dated. The third man was veteran actor Michael Mew, 25 years older than Toby. In 2007, the two traveled to Ningbo to film The Drive of Life. Reporters photographed them walking shoulder to shoulder, and after dinner they were seen openly holding hands as they strolled through the streets. Hong Kong newspapers added another allegation, claiming that while the cast was playing mahjong together, Michael had behaved toward Toby in a way that was far too intimate. Michael denied that part completely. He said the report had been selectively edited and insisted their relationship was simply like that of a father and daughter. The only thing he admitted was that they had held hands. Toby, meanwhile, responded with complete ease, saying that even with her own father, she often held hands and kissed him on the cheek. The fourth man was Bosco Wong. In 2010, the two became the subject of romance rumors while filming Fly With Me. The gossip grew so intense that Bosco reportedly took his then-girlfriend, Miaolie Wu, on a trip to Japan to patch things up. Later, when the drama held its promotional premiere, some people within the industry suggested that the entire scandal may have been nothing more than a publicity stunt. The fifth man was Otto Ao, Toby's co-star in the 2010 drama Someday, where the two played lovers. During interviews, Toby praised him enthusiastically. She said she kept a personal list of actors she hoped to work with, and Otto ranked among her top 3. She described him as shy on set, saying she was usually the one who started their conversations, and that with his guidance, she was able to slip into character quickly every time. There was one detail she did not mention. At the time, Otto had already been in a relationship with his girlfriend for 9 years. By October 2010, the press reported that veteran actor Sin Ho Ying had publicly lectured Otto at the wrap party, and one of the reasons given was that he had allegedly hidden his longtime girlfriend while becoming involved with Toby. So why, in just 7 years, did Toby's name become attached to so many romantic rumors? The answer may not have been Toby herself, but the enormous shadow surrounding her. Her parents repeatedly arranged for her to be paired on screen with TVB's leading young male stars, one after another, year after year. And in this industry, whenever two actors are paired together, romance rumors almost inevitably follow. It is practically an unwritten law. The same support system that pushed her career forward so quickly also placed her in front of the paparazzi more often than almost anyone else of her generation. Then came 2011, and Toby's life suddenly turned in a direction no one expected. At an event, she met Aaron Wong, a man outside the entertainment industry. According to the story later told, they developed feelings for each other after sharing just one dance. He lived in a mansion in one of Hong Kong's wealthy neighborhoods and was skilled at flipping high-end real estate. His father was a businessman who owned more than a dozen properties, with a fortune the press estimated at around 200 million Hong Kong dollars, or approximately 26 million US dollars. Less than a year into the relationship, Aaron proposed with a diamond ring worth a 6-figure sum. In November, the couple officially registered their marriage, then held their wedding banquet at the Intercontinental Hong Kong with exactly 53 tables. Because both of the bride's parents held senior positions at TVB, the wedding looked less like a private celebration and more like a red carpet event. The guest list was said to rival one of the network's anniversary galas. Among those in attendance was Michael Mew, the man who had been linked to Toby in rumors 4 years earlier. Reporters wasted no time asking how he felt watching her get married. His wife stepped in with a joke. What else could he feel? He was giving away a daughter. Hadn't he always said he saw Toby as his own goddaughter? Michael could do little more than nod, but the marriage would not even last 3 years. That same year, 2011, while filming another drama, Toby shared a passionate kissing scene with co-star Him Law. According to people on the production, almost everyone on set believed the two were involved with each other. When the media pressed her about it, Toby gave a short answer. She was already married, so why were they still asking her questions like that? She was not going to respond. And the story did not end there. When Season of Love was preparing to begin production, several actresses reportedly turned down the female lead one after another because they feared that working opposite Him Law would automatically spark dating rumors. Toby, on the other hand, reportedly accepted the moment she was approached. Then came September 2012, and the incident that brought everything crashing down. The cast of Triumph in the Skies too, was on location in Sanya, on Hainan Island. Before dawn one morning, reporters lying in wait photographed Toby and several colleagues sneaking into the swimming pool of a resort that was already closed. They played rock, paper, scissors, drank alcohol, and used profanity. Toby was wearing a bikini. And throughout the entire series of photographs, the person standing closest to her, and beside her most often, was Ron Eung. By the next day, those photographs were splashed across the front pages of nearly every entertainment newspaper in Hong Kong. The media gave Toby a new label, the party-loving wife. Her husband publicly defended her. His family, however, made little effort to hide their displeasure. By February 2014, the press reported that the couple had already been separated for 8 months and had filed for divorce. Toby confirmed that they were breaking up, but insisted that no third party was involved. Yet throughout the separation, she reportedly kept delaying the process, refusing to sign the papers while the home they owned together was rented out rather than sold, almost as if she were deliberately leaving one door open. Their families had known each other for years and did not want the marriage to end either. They even arranged a hot pot dinner on the 4th day of the Lunar New Year, hoping to create an opportunity for the couple to reconcile. In the end, none of it was enough. And in that same month, February 2014, something else happened that few people connected to the divorce at the time. Toby's father left TVB. The shadow that had protected her was suddenly gone, and almost immediately, everything began to unravel. Her acting opportunities dropped sharply. Even in the network's biggest hit of that year, her character was given no romantic storyline at all, a creative decision that people inside the industry knew exactly how to interpret. By April 2016, her contract expired, and she left TVB, ending a 12-year relationship with the network. Afterward, she took on 4 jobs at once to make a living: acting, wedding planning, public relations, and working as a fitness trainer. In an interview that same year, she repeatedly insisted that she had never relied on her father's influence. Most of the comments underneath the interview disagreed. In 2018, Toby was discovered to be dating a man outside the entertainment industry named John C. Both were Protestant Christians, and both were deeply involved in charity work. Their relationship moved quickly, and before long, they decided to marry. In June 2019, they held a wedding so private that friends on both sides kept completely silent about it. Then in August, when reporters began hearing rumors that Toby was pregnant and asked directly, it was her father who confirmed the happy news. Over the next 3 years, she gave birth to 2 sons. Then came 2021. While pregnant with her second child, Toby agreed to return to acting in a drama about a wealthy family. The producer overseeing that series was her own father. Speaking about the role, Toby said there was one part of the character she understood very well. She was always trying, always fighting to earn her father's recognition. Today, now in her 40s, Toby has largely stepped away from the spotlight to become a full-time mother. Her husband is a senior executive in the insurance industry and has qualified for 6 consecutive years under an international organization that recognizes top-performing insurance professionals. The family of 4 lives in a spacious apartment of more than 1,000 square feet in Happy Valley. And every year, when her father's birthday comes around, the entire family gathers together for a photograph. It took this woman 12 years to step out of her family's shadow. And the way she finally did it was by leaving the place where that shadow had always fallen. The first 2 women belonged to an era when the power to make or destroy a reputation still rested largely in the hands of newspapers. The final woman is different. To burn down her career, all it took was one man, one social media account, and one Valentine's Day. The final woman is Celina Harto, the first runner-up in the 2020 Miss Hong Kong pageant. She was born on December 6, 1996 in Hong Kong, to a Hong Kong father and an Indonesian mother. Her academic background was rare in the entertainment industry. She attended St. Clair's Girls' School in Hong Kong, then moved to the United Kingdom to complete her A-levels at Bromsgrove School before entering the Bartlett School of Architecture at University College London. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in 2019 and only then returned to Hong Kong. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, with distinctive monolid eyes, she was nicknamed by the press the female version of South Korean actor Kim Woo-bin. Celina herself once said, "Those eyes were what made people recognize her on the street, even when she was not wearing makeup." But the first stain on her public image appeared before she had even received her crown. While she was still competing in the pageant, someone claiming to be her friend approached the media. According to this person, Celina had enjoyed going to bars since her years studying abroad, liked flirting with several people at the same time, and had allegedly taken her non-celebrity boyfriend Andy away from a young actress TVB was then heavily promoting. When reporters confronted Celina directly, she admitted only one detail. Andy had previously dated that woman. Everything else she denied. In September 2020, Celina signed with TVB. The network clearly appeared willing to promote her, repeatedly placing her in anniversary specials and game shows, the kind of high-profile appearances most newcomers had to wait in line for. But steady exposure did little to reassure her. Lisa Marie Say, the Miss Hong Kong winner from her year, and second runner-up Rosita Kwok were both gradually given acting roles, while Celina remained largely confined to variety television. People within the industry later described her reaction with just one word: jealousy. And then Hinson Cho entered her life. He was a former singer, the son of a major landowner in Tycoons, and the owner of a short video platform. According to the account he would later give, he used his own platform to increase Celina's exposure, relied on his industry connections to introduce her to directors and producers in mainland China, and became everything at once behind the scenes: strategist, head cheerleader, driver, assistant, and the person who handled whatever she needed. He later gave his place in her life a bitterly ironic title: the second male lead. By early 2022, the relationship exploded into public view. When reporters pressed him for answers, Hinson admitted that the two had once been deeply involved. He claimed Celina had told him that she had already broken up with Andy, which was why he believed he was her official boyfriend. Celina, however, insisted that the two were nothing more than ordinary acquaintances. That denial became the spark. Hinson began releasing private messages and photographs. There was one thing he told reporters that made the entire story suddenly feel less like gossip and more like something painfully personal. He said that all he had ever wanted was a simple relationship, and that if Celina could return to the person she had been before entering show business, he would love her forever. But Celina still refused to acknowledge the relationship. From that point on, it became a war. On February 14th, 2022 Valentine's Day, Hinson published a lengthy post on his personal social media account. According to him, besides himself and Andy, there had been at least 5 other people. But what stunned Hong Kong was not simply the number 7. It was the way he described the supposed purpose of each person in Celina's life. One had extensive connections and could introduce her to managers. Another could connect her with South Korea's modeling industry and help her land more advertising work. Someone else was reportedly favored by a senior TVB executive and could provide her with inside information. Another was a photographer, which meant she could get professional photos taken for free. 7 people, 7 different functions, laid out almost like assignments on an organizational chart. Hinson claimed that at first, Celina was still careful and would not openly get involved with other people in front of him. But after he allegedly caught her once, she supposedly explained that she was only using those other people and that he was the only one she truly loved. From then on, he claimed, she would even call him to drive her to meet them. The boyfriend had become the driver, taking the woman he loved to see other people, while convincing himself that being asked to do so meant he was the person she trusted most. The accusations kept coming for nearly a month, released little by little like toothpaste being squeezed from a tube. He claimed she dreamed of becoming the next Fan Bingbing. He said she had been a longtime smoker while carefully maintaining a sweet, well-behaved image in front of TVB. He also claimed that the diamond ring and earrings he gave her when proposing could not even bring a smile to her face, and that she complained the stone was too small and wanted one 10 times larger. And one thing needs to be made absolutely clear. Every one of these accusations came from a man whose claim to being her boyfriend she had just publicly denied. The people he named publicly all issued denials. One said they were merely colleagues at the same network. Another explained that they had all attended the same training class, and that the gathering in question had been the class Christmas party, not a private date. Another said every interaction had taken place in a group setting, and that they were no longer in contact. None of the allegations was ever independently verified. Hong Kong's tabloids did not wait for verification. Add Andy and Hinson himself to the 5 other names, and the list came to exactly 7. 7, the same number of wives as Wei Xiaobao, the clever, womanizing rogue from the classic martial arts novel The Deer and the Cauldron, a character known throughout the Chinese-speaking world as the ultimate symbol of a man juggling multiple romantic partners. And just like that, the entire city gave Celina a new nickname, the female Wei Xiaobao. Another outlet called her a beauty queen who specialized in collecting soldiers, a Hong Kong slang expression for someone who keeps an entire group of admirers orbiting around them without committing to any one person. Then Hinson added one more claim, and it made the story spread even faster. He said Celina's so-called collection was not limited by gender, that anyone who had something useful to offer could supposedly be drawn into her orbit. Of the 5 people he named from inside TVB, 4 were men. The 5th was a female assistant to another actress, a woman known for dressing in an androgynous style. On February 15th, Celina finally spoke. Her post did not name anyone. She wrote that the moment she decided to walk away from what she described as a toxic relationship, she had already prepared herself for everything that was happening now. If she had done something wrong, she would take responsibility for it. But because her own bad decisions had dragged innocent colleagues into the scandal, she owed them an apology. She still did not acknowledge Hinson Cho as her boyfriend and insisted that, at the time, she had been single. 2 days later, Hinson announced that the relationship was over. Then he delivered one final blow. He claimed that when they broke up, he discovered that Celina had already found someone new. The consequences came quickly. TVB did not terminate her contract, but sent her to mainland China to film, effectively moving her away from the center of the storm. Inside the industry, people used just 2 words to describe what had happened to her career: frozen out. When she eventually returned to Hong Kong, she was pulled into yet another controversy involving a party with a wealthy businessman and another beauty queen. Her acting career nearly ground to a halt, but the next 4 years would tell a very different story. In 2023, Celina began training in martial arts and came home with 2 gold medals, one in sword and one in spear. That same year, she appeared in The Queen of News, TVB's anniversary drama about the world of journalism. She had only a few minutes of father-daughter scenes, but those few minutes were enough to make viewers sit up and take notice. In 2024, she appeared in the period drama The King of Petitioners, playing a female coroner from ancient times, a character skilled not only in forensic work, but also acupuncture and hypnosis. Her popularity rose noticeably. Then, in 2025, she was cast as a villain in that year's TVB anniversary drama, The Queen of Castle. For 2 consecutive years, she made the top 5 in the Most Improved Female Artiste category. Then, in June 2026, fate played a strange joke on her. An anti-drug campaign video released by Hong Kong's correctional authorities featured an AI-generated animated character, and netizens immediately began saying the face looked like Celina. Instead of staying silent or issuing a denial, she posted a video of herself applying makeup to transform into that exact character. This time, the comments were no longer about her love life. They were about the way she handled the situation. From an architecture graduate in London to the woman an entire city mocked as the female version of Wei Xiaobao, and then back again as an actress trusted with major roles in TVB's anniversary productions. That journey took exactly 4 years. 3 women, 3 stories. And perhaps the best way to understand them is to look again at the numbers. Kelly Fu needed 11 years to go from being branded a homewrecker to winning 2 acting awards in the same year. Toby Leung needed 12 years, and the only way she truly escaped was by leaving the very place that had created her. Celina Harto needed just 4. The woman who recovered the fastest was also the most recent of the 3, and the one whose name had been shouted the loudest across the entire city. Not because her scandals were somehow less serious than those of the other 2, but because by the time her turn came, the public had become much better at forgetting. People often say that the price of scandal is a career, but look closely at these 3 cases, and eventually all 3 careers came back. They just came back late. What these women truly lost were the years in between, the years that should have been the prime of an actress's career, spent instead waiting for the public to forget a single photograph. And there is one more detail that I suspect many of you have already noticed. Ron Eung's name appeared 3 separate times, at 3 different points in time, connected to 2 different women. He denied everything. Hinson Cho, meanwhile, posted a list of 7 people online on Valentine's Day, then continued releasing private messages and photographs for an entire month. One denied everything, the other put everything online, and yet to this day, netizens have never collected either man's history and turned it into a list of 7 representative works. No newspaper ever branded either of them with a nickname the way these women were branded. Neither man has had to spend 4 years, 11 years, or 12 years waiting for the noise around his name to finally die down. So what do you think? Of these 3 women who paid the highest price? And were the labels the media placed on them back then ever truly fair? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching Crime Confidential. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next case file. See you in the next video.